Breathing through the nose is the first step in breath work. It slows down the air, it lowers your heart rate, it calms the body down. So the reason I'm going to spend so much time talking about nasal breathing is it is my belief you are never going to be a healthy breather, and you're never really ever going to be healthy unless you become an obligate nasal breather. That means the majority of your breaths should be in and out through your nose. The reason this is so important is because the nose, all of these different structures here, they clean air, they humidify air, they remove pollutants, they pressurize it. So by the time all of that air gets to the lungs, it's conditioned. So if you're not breathing through your nose, it's almost as if your lungs are an external organ. They're just exposed to all the crap in the environment. So this is our first line of defense. The nose also defends us against viruses and bacteria. So you don't want to just be inhaling a bunch of raw, polluted air. You want at least some sort of filtration, and that's what the nose does. The problem is about 40% of the population has a plumbing issue with their nose. They are congested, they have a deviated septum, they have some other issue that inhibits them from easily taking breath in and out of the nasal passage. The less you breathe through your nose, the harder your brain has to work to do basic functions. This has been researched time and time again. When you're plugged up, your brain has a harder time processing thoughts of emotions, focus, and general behavior. That's the difference between mouth breathing and nasal breathing. So over years, this can have a deleterious effect on your ability just to think straight. We do know that our nostrils are covered in this erectile tissue, which allows them to contract and expand throughout the day. So every 30 minutes to around 3 or 4 hours, one side of your nose will open as the other one gently closes. And then another side will open as that other side closes. Back and forth and back and forth. So why would our bodies do this? More recently, we've discovered that when we inhale through our right nostril, this is like a gas pedal. It activates us, our blood pressure goes up, our heart rate goes up. It stimulates the left, quote unquote, analytical side of our brains. When we breathe in through the left nostril, it has the opposite effect. This is very calming. Heart rate goes down, blood pressure goes down. The right, quote, creative side of our brains will start to get stimulated. So it's fascinating that just breathing into one nostril or the other actually affects how our physical bodies and brains will function. This is a nasal clearing technique, and it's really easy. All you do, take an easy breath in and an easy breath out through the nose, if you can. Another easy breath in. Easy breath out. On that exhale, hold your nostrils together and hold your breath. Hold your breath on that exhale. Move your head up and down, side to side. Keep holding your breath. Keep holding your breath. When you feel a palpable need to breathe, inhale just a sip of air through your nose and go back to normal breathing for about 30 to 40 seconds, and then do that trick all over again. Once again, inhale softly in, inhale softly out, holding the nose until you feel a palpable air hunger. Continue doing that about 5 to 6 times, and most people see some of that congestion going away. This is free, it's easy, and you can do it anywhere. So let's try to diagnose where your issue is in your nose, and we'll start at the nostrils. Here's a trick you can do. Take your 2 fingers from each hand and place them on your face and spread apart your nostrils like that. And try to breathe. This is called the Cottle's maneuver. Try to breathe. If you can breathe significantly easier spreading your nostrils apart, then there is very likely an issue with your nostrils. A lot of us have nostrils that are too small. Some of us have nostrils that flap when we inhale. So we learn not to breathe through the nose. We learn that it's easier to breathe through our mouths. So various companies have developed various devices that you can use if you have small nostrils or if your nostrils collapse. All of these things just go on your nose, they lift up the nostrils, and they can create about 30% more airflow just going through your nostrils. They all work. People have their preferences. There's even one thing that you stick up your nose if you're into that kind of situation. This one you put on the bridge of your nose, and it has a magnet on it with 2 stickers. I'm not going to tell you the brand names of anything in this course. I just want to tell you the technology, and you can go out and research it on your own. But if you have a nostril breathing issue, if you're doing the Cottle's maneuver and that seems to significantly help you breathe, this may be something you want to explore. So let's talk about how we're going to clear out our noses. There are a few things you can do at home that seem to work for a lot of people. Are they going to work for you? I have no idea, but you can try them out yourself and see what happens. The first thing is a neti pot. This is what this is. So you put a saline solution, it's just distilled water, not tap water, distilled water or highly filtered water in with some salt. It has to be pre-measured. You don't want too much salt, too less salt. You put it in here, warm water, you put this thing in your nose and you flush out your sinuses. Sounds kind of gross. They've been using this in India for thousands of years. A neti pot. The very first thing I do after I get off a flight is I go to my hotel and I use a neti pot and get all that crap out of my nose. I think it makes a huge difference for congestion. I've heard other people who say it doesn't make any difference, but depends on who you are and what your issue is. Another thing you can do is there are various sprays. Again, no product names here. You just take these sprays. They have different ingredients like xylitol or grapefruit seed extract, and you can squirt these up your nose. And these seem to work for some people as well. They help to open up those nasal passages. They help to shoot up some moisture so all of that gunk can flow more easily out of your nasal passage. Another thing is steam seems to work good for people. You can put a towel over your head, put your head over some hot water, allow steam to come in. I'm a big fan of acupuncture. That's right, acupuncture is good for congestion. It's worked very well for me, especially if you're coming off of a cold. They put needles in right here, which stimulates something. Researchers still don't know, but it seems to work. Placebo effect? Possibly. But it works for me. It might work for you. You can also keep a humidifier in your room. This is especially good for babies, but if your nose is really dry and you're having issues with that, try to use a humidifier. Nadi Shodhana, also known as alternate nostril breathing. This is you hacking into this natural process. So here's how it works. You just plug one nostril. It usually starts by plugging the right nostril and breathing in through the left. So once you take that inhale, you pause, and then you plug the other nostril, your left nostril, and breathe out through the right. So that's in through the left, out through the right. The ancient Hindus developed some pretty fancy hand postures to do this. I'll do it just to show you, but you can use whatever hand, whatever fingers you want. Take your thumb, place it on your right nostril. Take your ring finger, place it over your left nostril like that, and place these 2 fingers on your forehead. So this way you can shuffle, opening one nostril, closing the other quite easily. So let's try this all together. If you're confused, don't worry about it. I'm going to lead you through this whole thing. So hold your thumb against your right nostril. We're going to inhale to a count of 3, 2, 3. Pinch both nostrils. Pause. 2. Exhale through your right. 1, 2, 3. Inhale through your right. 1, 2, 3. Close both nostrils and pause. Exhale through your left. 1, 2, 3. So what we're doing is we're inhaling, shifting that air, and then we're going back the opposite direction. back and forth at a pace of around 3 seconds. I'll try it one more time because I realize that may be a little confusing to some of you. Gonna inhale through the left. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale to the right. 1, 2, 3. Inhale to the right. 2, 3. Pause. Exhale to the left. 1, 2, 3. Do not get too neurotic about nostril breathing. So many people hear this and then they never want to breathe through their mouth again. There is a time and a place to be mouth breathing. So when you are taking conscious control of your breathing through your mouth, that's perfectly fine. What I'm trying to instill in you is that your unconscious breaths for 95% of the time and throughout your entire sleep cycle should be in and out through the nose. If you laugh, if you sigh, who cares? You can take a few breaths through the mouth. That's what it's there for, as a backup system. But our noses are the primary organ through which we should be taking in air and exhaling it.